Dear students, it is my pleasure to meet you again. Still on GST121, Use of Library Studies Keys and ICT by Ajab Gabriel. Our today's topic is on bibliography, citation, and reference. Under this topic, we are going to look into the introduction of the topic, the conceptual clarification, the difference between bibliography and reference, citation styles, parenthetical references, and reference lists in upper style. Writers and researchers list sources such as books, newspapers, websites, and articles from academic journals. These may include the author, title, publication, date, and publisher of the source. Research papers usually place the bibliography at the end of the paper. In certain cases, researchers refer to bibliography as references or works cited. The title depends on the style or format of the writing. This module has 3 units that are broken down into bibliography, citation, and references. Conceptual clarification. Bibliography. This is a list of references of literature. It is also referred to as standard techniques or systematic production of lists of written or published records. It is also a well-compiled bibliography must contain essential elements like author's name, title of work, imprint, that is, place of publication, publisher, date of publication, that can serve as information indicator to precise literature. A bibliography is usually found at the end of an article, paper, or body of the text. Though some bibliographies are compiled and published in book form, the concern here is the list of references at the end of the work. Citation. This involves documenting or making reference to sources of information used in any research work. Sources of information are usually documented in 2 ways, namely, within the body of the text, where parenthetical references are used. Some sources may require endnotes instead of parenthetical references. The second aspect is that A list of sources provided at the end of the paper, report, or article. Reference includes sources that have been directly cited in a work and or list of the materials the author cited in the body of the work or consulted in writing the work only. The difference between bibliography and reference. Bibliography is a list of materials consulted by the author in writing or work, that is books, and also those materials that the author is recommending for further readings, while reference is a list of materials the author cited in the body of the work or consulted in writing the work only. Note that bibliography or references usually appear at the end of an article or body of the text or a work and must be arranged logically. The difference between reference and bibliography is that reference is used to mention someone or something. On the other hand, a bibliography is used for a book, website, journal, or somebody. Reference is based on a primary source, but the bibliography is based on a primary and secondary source. The comparison table between reference and bibliography. 1. Bibliography lists those materials which have been consulted but not quoted in the work, while reference lists those cited within the body of the literary work only. 2. A bibliography is not expressly incorporated into the text. However, reference, as stated above, are expressly incorporated in the body of the text. 3. The reference list may be numbered over and above, arranged in an alphabetical format. However, the bibliography can only be arranged in chronological format. The fourth point is that many books and publications do place the bibliography at the back of the text. However, almost exclusively, references are placed on the page in which the quoted content from the same source is placed. Lastly, references are limited in scope, given that in many cases they are only simple expressions and extractions. On the other hand, bibliographies are more comprehensive in that they reference whole books for a large part. Citation styles. There are several citation documentation styles. Some of these are those of 1. Modern Language Association, that is MLA. 2. American Psychological Association, known as APA. 3. National Association of the United States of America, NAA. 4. Turabian Cat L. 5. Hubble George S. 6. Balloon Stephen V. and many more. For the purpose of this lecture, upper star will be taken for both parenthetical references and bibliographical listing of sources. Note, however, that when one is writing a research report or project, he or she must use only one style, either the MLA style or the upper style, or any other different style as may be required for the particular report. Also note that each citation style is reviewed periodically. Therefore, the explanation on upper provided in this lecture is subject to review by the upper association. In parenthetical references, in writing any research work, parenthetical references are used in directing readers to the sources of paraphrases, summaries, and quotations. So, parenthetical references are usually brief and accurate. For the purpose of this lecture, upper style of parenthetical references will be considered. Upper style of parenthetical references. In upper style of documentation, a quotation is considered short if it is shorter than 40 words. Any quotation that is 40 words or more is considered to be long. Short quotations are integrated into the main work, while long quotations are set off and indented 5 spaces from the work. Works by one author are cited in upper style. For example, you may cite people of Nigeria prefer military government to democracy. Then you will cite Wabweze, that is the surname, comma, then the year 1993 in brackets. The second example is quoting the source first before the statement. That is to say, according to Wabweze, 1993, people of Nigeria prefer military government to democracy. If you want to cite work by 2 authors, both last names are used always. For example, in all the ramifications of life, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Then you quote Wabweze and Hassan. That is their surname, followed by comma and the year 2020 in bracket. You can either start with the statement and mention the source before this conclude the statement. It may read as, in consideration of status of Africans, Wabweze 2020 attested that Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Works by more than 2 authors. If a work has more than 2 authors, the last name of the first author followed by a tal, meaning and others, is used. For example, libraries provide access to information to assist individuals and organizations to flourish in a secured environment. Then you quote Bashroom et al. In an italic form, followed by comma, then the year in bracket. You may either start with the source, as in Bashroom et al. 2020 posits that libraries provide access to information to assist individuals and organizations to flourish in the secured environment. Authors with 2 or more works in the same year. It is possible that an author will publish 2 works in the same year. In this case, the works are alphabetized and letters A, B, C, etc. are assigned to them. Then the letters are used next to the year for works in the reference list and in the parenthetical references. For example, Okoye 2020A in bracket after the statement. You may use the source first, as in Okoye 2020 B, or Okoye 2020 A asserts that dash dash dash, or you may either say Okoye 2020 B argued that, then the statement follows. In citing a corporate author, if the author of a source is the name of a corporation, a parenthetical reference usually does not abbreviate the name. You can, however, use an abbreviation if you consider the readers could easily identify the work in the reference list. For example, National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. Then in bracket, you put NAFDAC 2020. Note that brackets enclosed the abbreviation. Subsequently, citation will be removed and take the form of, in bracket, NAFDAC, followed by comma, and the year of publication. That is 2020. Works cited by author. If you use a source that gives no author, substitute the title or the first 3 words of the title and the year, e.g., Cairo Manual of 1990. Note that the title is underlined or is in italics because the source is a book. If the source is an article, it appears in quotation marks. Reference to more than one source. If more than one source has contributed to an idea or opinion in a paper. Citation should be in alphabetical sequence in a single reference, separating them with a semicolon, as in Adeniran 1993, semicolon, then the second author, Muhammad 2020, semicolon, and Wabweze 2020, then bracket and full stop. Reference list in upper style. Citing books. Citation of books has four main parts: the author, date, title, and publication information. For example, Achebe, C. 1958, in bracket, Things Fall Apart, London, Henneman. Achebe is the surname of the source, and C is his initial. Then you now write Achebe, then comma, then the initial, which is C, followed by full stop, and the year of publication in bracket. Then the title of the material, that is Things Fall Apart. And the place of publication is London, followed by a colon, and Henneman is the publisher's name. Then full stop. Note that the surname is written first, followed by the initial of the first name and that of the middle name, if any. Only the first word and any word after a colon is capitalized in the title. Do not use a shortened form of the publisher's name, but the terms such as Co. representing company, or Ltd. representing limited, or Inc. meaning insurance may be used. The latest copyright date for the edition issued should be given. Indent all lines after the first line 7 spaces. Citing articles. Citation of articles in journals, magazines, and newspapers are in 4 major parts. That is the author, the date, the title of the article, and publication information. That is title of the paper or the work, and the volume number and page numbers. For example, Ajim CB 1987, the readability of junior secondary texts in Journal of Research Education, volume 15, number 4, at page 321 to 330. The Ajim is the surname of the writer or the author. C and B are his or her initials. Then the year 1987 in bracket, followed by full stop. Then the title of the article. After the title, then the source, the journal that contains the article must be written in italic form, followed by the number of the volume number and the number, the issue number in bracket, then comma, and the pagination of the article. In summary, this unit discussed bibliography, what it is all about, citation, styles, what a reference should contain, the difference between bibliography and reference. It is stated that the bibliography lists books, articles, journals, cultural objects, academic writing, or literary work. The references include sources that have been directly cited in a work. The bibliography should include the author, title, publication date, and publisher of the source. The reference is based on a primary source, but the bibliography is based on a primary and secondary source. Thank you for listening.